Today's topic, 4 signs he will never lose interest in you. I love this topic because so many of you folks out there are getting into these relationships or quasi relationships and they seem good, pretty good, great. And that's not what we're trying to accomplish. We want a relationship that goes the distance. I'm talking about for the rest of your lives. So I want to help you with that today. So stick around because right after this, we're going to get into it. All right, I'm Mike Goldstein of Easy Dating Coach. Go hit subscribe if you want content on how to make dating and relationships easy. All right, let's hop right into this. 4 signs he'll never lose interest in you. Number 1 is you need to have the same talking style. This is going to drive you nuts if you figure out you have the wrong talking style. I'm going to explain it right after this story about it. So I was talking to this couple, and they lived together, and they got in this fight, and the woman goes, I'm freaking done with this relationship. Like, this is the worst. And so the guy went in the other room, realized the fight was not going well, and all of a sudden, she comes into the room and sees the guy packing and is literally about to leave. And she goes, what the heck are you doing? He goes, you said the relationship was over, so I assume we were done. I'm leaving. And she goes, no. I love you. I'm crazy about you. I'm just upset right now. And he goes, what? Which leads me to making sure you guys have the same talking style. So we've categorized it in 2 different groups, and this is thanks to Larry Michael, as figurative and structural. And the woman in this case was figurative and the man was structural. What structural means is he really listens to and makes sure every word means precisely what every word is meant to mean. Versus figurative folks are less concerned about the words and way more concerned about the emotion they're conveying. And if you've been watching me for a while, you should know that I'm figurative and less concerned about the word structure and more concerned about what I'm showing you emotionally. So that's what happened here. The woman was just being figurative and he was being structural. Does that make sense? Do you understand the talking styles? Now, this is so important. You will have the hardest time staying together if you're not the same talking style. Because you're going to have to decode your partner. And that's okay in business when you're interacting once a week. But if you've got to do it every day, day in, day out, it's going to wear you down. So I would highly suggest finding a partner with the same talking style. This will allow longevity. All right, number 2 is, are you best friends genuinely? And what I mean by this is you should be able to talk for hours and just lose track of time. You know, when I go on dates, like I've got this thing, and I think we all have this thing where our brain can only really pay attention for like an hour and a half and then we need a break. I remember going on this date where I was just having so much fun and the conversation flowed so well that I honestly was holding going to the bathroom for about an hour because I just didn't want to stop talking with this wonderful woman. And finally, I just couldn't take it anymore. So I excused myself to the bathroom. I looked down at my watch and I'm like, whoa, it would have been over 3 hours. And I never do talking dates more than an hour and a half. So this was an example of someone that I could just genuinely had so much in common and just loved talking to that time just flew. That's what your partner should be like. Time should just fly with them. And if it doesn't, maybe there's not enough in common. Does that make sense? All right, number 3, do you crave sex the same way? And people are probably like, what do you mean? Like, sex is sex. It's not. We put people into 2 very distinct buckets for sex. Some people are physical and some folks are mental emotional. All right, so these physical folks, what they are is when they're hot, they're hot. And what that means is once they feel comfortable with you, once they like you, once all the walls are down, what they want to do is when they're horny, they want to rip your clothes off and they want to have sex. And it has nothing to do with emotional state. It has nothing to do with anything. It's just at this moment, they're feeling horny. So they could be mad at you. They could be happy with you. They could not have talked to you much. They're horny. Let's go. We've already decided we love each other. Let's go. Mental emotional folks, the folks over here, these folks need to feel something and need to have a wonderful interaction. So the mental emotional want to be talked to, want to be wined and dined. And during the sexual experience, there could be, it's going to be more like missionary, more eye contact, more kissing, more closeness. And think the physical folks are probably going to be more okay with your faces don't need to be apart. Maybe like doggy style where there's less kind of interaction and more just passion. So the mental emotional, they're having wine and dine, having conversation, they're building rapport, they go on a long date for a few hours, and they're just feeling really close to you. And now because they're feeling close, they want to have sex. These people, they don't need to be wine and dine. They're horny, let's go. All right? Have you heard about this before? Is this new stuff? Let me know if you've heard about this before in the comments. Number 4 is, are you speaking the same love language? The 5 love languages are words of appreciation, acts of service, quality time, gifts, and or touch. Now, most people have one that they want to receive. It doesn't mean that's the one they like to give. It can be different. But they have one major one they love and one secondary. And some of you are watching and be like, ooh, I like all 5. Well, maybe, Google the test and go take it. There's usually, not all the time, but, one that you love more than the others and a second one that you like more than the others. And so when you're with your partner, you want to find out what theirs are so that you're you're showing them love the way they want to receive love. This is so important because, for example, I'm words of appreciation. You all know this if you've been watching. And so if you were to give me a gift, I'd be thanks. I'd like it and I'd say thank you and I'd be appreciative, but that doesn't really do anything for me. But if you say Mike, you're giving the greatest dating advice on the planet and you're my favorite dating coach, you literally just made my day and I'm just going to be smiling for the rest of the day. So if you want to do that, yeah. All right, so let's sum up the 4 signs he'll never lose interest and you will go the distance. Number 1, do you have the same talking style? Number 2, are you best friends? Number 3, do you want to have sex the same way? And number 4, are you speaking the same love language? All right, I hope that was helpful. What I want to do before you leave is I've got a free gift for you if you've made it this far in the video, and I will put it down there in the description and as the top comment. It will be how to get and keep a guy forever. This is some of my best advice. It's a video. It's 5 minutes long, but it's been tried and true and tested for years. And this stuff works, and women love it, men love it. So go get this video. It's totally free. And I love all of you. Thank you for watching. Go hit subscribe and hit the bell so that you can watch more videos and be notified when they come out. And I love all of you. Take care.